is by far the most beautiful and affordable adventure in the City of Angels. Exploring Bangkok by water. Imagine gliding across the Chao Phraya River or navigating one of the 1,682 canals. It's like stepping into a time machine with a panoramic view. But there's a catch. How do you know which boat is safe, where each one goes, and how to pay? Having navigated Bangkok's ferries for years, I'll share insider tips to answer all these questions. That leads us to the one canal you shouldn't miss. Khlong, Saen, Saep. World famous for their unforgettable long-tail boat chase in the James Bond film The Man with the Golden Gun. Saen Saep supposedly means 100,000 pains, a reference to the hard work of hundreds of thousands of forced laborers who dug the canal between 1837 and 1840. The Khlong is 72 kilometers long and 20 to 30 meters wide. Nobody knows how deep it is, but at least 2 to 3 meters would make sense. The canal passes through 21 districts and is connected to more than 100 smaller canals and to the Great Chao Phraya River. In the west, it begins at the end of the Mahanak Canal. In the east, the canal flows into the Bangkoks River, exactly between these provinces. This area is interesting for you because you can board and disembark the ferries here. The boat crew always consists of a captain and a daredevil who collects the fare, runs around the ceiling, briefly ties the ferry to the pier with a rope, and then sets it free again. This is the tricky part for beginners, but it's doable. First, watch your stuff and your step when getting in and out, because there are tires on the docks as buffers. This causes the boat to hit the dock several times, forward, backward, so you need the right timing to avoid stepping into the gap. Second, you have to duck when getting in and make yourself even smaller when getting out, because you are climbing up a step. Tip: there's only one pier per station for both directions, so make sure you know where you need to go and then board the right boat and have some change ready. What you need to know when you're in the boat: it's incredibly loud. The outer seats on the benches for the best views, but can get wet. They are movable, transparent plastic sheets for protection. And that's a good thing, because the canal is a gray-brown mess. Extremely dirty because of surrounding hotels, condominiums, clinics, and so on dumped their wastewater into it. And don't forget, the canal dates back to the 19th century. You don't really want to know what's inside. Tip: keep your mouth shut and check out the list of cool canal tours I put in the video description. Now that you know how to use the canal boat, let's look at the route and piers on this map and find out what there is to see in the area. The first pier is also the most important station, with the most famous sightseeing spots. Number 4 is close to the Jim Thompson House. 5 and 6 are near SkyTrain stations and malls. By the way, to continue east, you have to change at pier number 6. The Asok Pier is one of the busiest. These two are close to the trendy Thong Lo and Ekamai areas. Here, the canal turns northeast, past this huge university campus, up to this interchange pier. The airplane graveyard used to be located here, but unfortunately it is now closed. From there, electric boats lead to the Minburi district office. If you want, you could take the pink monorail line to the north of Bangkok. As mentioned, there are hundreds of other channels, but that was the most important one. And the others work in the same way, but not all of them have public transportation. This leads us to the Great River, the equally dirty but beautiful Chao Phraya. The river originates from the Nan and the Ping River, which flows past Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand. The Chao Phraya River is 372 kilometers long, 200 to 1,200 meter wide, 5 to 20 meters deep, and flows south of Bangkok in the Gulf of Thailand. This area is the most relevant to you as there are 4.5 passenger boat lines named after the color of the flag. Here you will find all information about routes, times and prices. There are also a lot of long-tail boats, dinner cruises and 5 tourist boats. However, these only serve 10 of the 30 piers and are more than twice as expensive, so ignore them. Getting on and off river boats is similar to canal boats. Fast, hectic, shaky, a bit risky. The difference is they are much larger and you buy the ticket at the pier before boarding. Danger, Thais always want to sell you the more expensive hop-on tourist boats. That's why you always have to be very clear about what color you want. Some tips. Look at your desired pier on Google Maps. The app will tell you exactly what color the ferry is there. Then say the color out loud. Buy the ticket, keep your ticket until you exit the boat, and check out the list of cool river tours I put in the video description. Now that you know how to use the river boat, let's look at the route and piers on this map and find out what there is to see in the area besides these 13 bridges. Let's start in the south. There's the Asiatic amusement area with the Ferris wheel. Then comes the central pier with SkyTrain connection. Shortly afterwards, the stunning Icon Siam shopping center. The marine department is the gateway to Chinatown. Now to the Old Town piers. This one is important because from there you can take the small ferry to the Temple of Dawn. Past the most important sites of the Old Town, Phra Atit is the gateway to the funnier part of this district. Few tourists see the second half of the river. Highlight at the end point in the far north, the Kret Peninsula. By the way, it was created in the 18th century by shortening the course of the river. Such shortcuts also took place here and here. Now that you've learned how to master Bangkok's river and canal boats, you will want to watch this video where I help to breed Bangkok's street traffic.